Hey everyone, it's FinalRound and my name is Jordan, and I think a lot of people are starting to get tired of this final series already with the blowout game and then game three being kind of an opposite of what we saw with games one and two. I think a lot of people are getting tired of this. But anyway, I'm going to make a video for game five. You will see images that come up on the screen. Those will be from a data app called Outlier. There will be a link in the description that'll give you a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So this time around, I'm going to jump right into the picks and then I'll talk about the game as I go through the picks and afterwards. So this first pick, going right back to him, Derek Lively over 8.5 rebounds at -113. He definitely has gained Jason Kidd's trust over Daniel Gafford, getting 30 minutes in game three, and he was on pace to get 30 minutes in game four, but since it was a blowout, he was taken out early, but still he crushed this line in the first half. And in that game three, he had 26 rebound chances, ended up with 13 rebounds, and in this game four, he had 17 rebound chances and 12 rebounds. So he was on pace for an even bigger game. I do expect the Celtics to adjust and make some more shots, and his chances may go down a little bit. But the way the Mavericks are playing defense, they have a center in the middle, kind of a zone, and then they're switching on the outside, and the center is still kind of down there to stop the person who drives and try to force them into a tough layup or to kick the ball out. So Derek Lively has kind of been down there in that zone and not getting switched on to a guy. But when he does have to come out and get switched on to a guy, he does do well near the rim and gets a lot of rebounds. But because he is down there more often than a true man-to-man, he's been getting a lot of rebound opportunities. And with the Celtics playing at home, they're going to shoot better, obviously, but the rebound chances should still be there. I mean, he just needs 9 of them, and if he gets around 30 minutes, this should be easy to obtain. And I also was going through Outlier, and I found a play that I liked that was another Derek Lively play, so I'm just going to throw it out there. This is plus money. It's plus 102. It's Derek Lively over 0.5 steals if you want to take a single bet on that. He's gone over in 3 out of the 4 games. And with the extended minutes and with him kind of being the guy who the Tatum, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown are driving towards, he can easily cause a deflection if they try to pass it out, or if they get stuck in a trap or something, he can get a steal, and he's been doing that. So I do like that play. Just as a kind of a straight bet, I wouldn't throw it in a parlay unless it really helps boost your parlay. Something like Prizepicks, you don't want to be playing plus money plays. You want to get the best odds plays possible. So if you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. And this may be our last NBA game of the season. So just tell me, what's your favorite team? I see a lot of people comment and I don't know what your teams are. So just let me know what your team is, and that'll help with the algorithm, and it'd be cool to know who my audience likes. So this third pick, I'm going with Kyrie Irving over 4.5 first quarter points. This is at -125. Luka Doncic first quarter points did get bumped up to 9.5. I don't hate it. He's been going over that in most of these games except for game one, I believe. But the strange thing about Kyrie Irving's is his got bumped down. So I'm going with Kyrie Irving's. He did miss this in game one by 1 point, but ever since then, he has also been aggressive in the first quarter. And he's at 8 points, 9 points, and 9 points. So I don't know why this got bumped down to 4.5. Now he just needs a 3 and a 2 instead of 2 3s or 3 2s. He does play 9.5 minutes, and if you want to look at the whole season versus the Celtics, he's gone over in every single game except that game one. So I do like Kyrie Irving to stay aggressive with Mavericks backs against the wall and get at least 5 points in the first quarter. So this next pick, let's talk about some Celtics. I do like Drew Holiday over 5.5 rebounds at -122. In games 1 and 2 at home, he was averaging 16.5 rebound chances, and he's averaging 9.5 rebounds, just absolutely crushing this line. I expect energy from the home crowd to help with the defense and to create more missed shots. And Drew Holiday is that guy, the hustle type player, to get these rebound chances and get these rebounds. In game 3 in Dallas, he did have 11 rebound chances, so He did have the opportunity to get around this line, but he converted just 4 of them. And then game 4 was kind of a wash due to the blowout. But he did have 3 rebounds on 7 chances in 12 less minutes than his regular minutes. So, and the Mavericks were making just about everything, so the chances just weren't there. So I do expect the defense to ramp up for the Celtics and there to be more missed shots and for him to get more rebounds. So I like him over 5.5 at -122. And before I get into this last pick, I want to shout out my partners, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, and ChalkBoard. Use promo code FinalRound 11 on any of these. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. There's links in the description that'll take you straight there with promo codes, and thank you to anyone who uses those. So this next pick, I was debating on taking an under for Jason Tatum points, but I know every time I take an under, people want to fight with some guy online who's giving free picks about his opinion on an under. But Jason Tatum has only gone over 2 times at home in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with an over. It's going to be Sam Hauser over 5.5 points at -112. He's gone over in 3 out of 4 games in this series. So the way the Mavericks changed up their defense in game 4 to really shut down the Celtics. So they stuck with the guy in the middle playing his zone. The center was there. They were switching up on the perimeter. And whenever someone like Jason Tatum drove the ball, they would bring someone off of the 3-point shooter in the corner, and they would swarm him and trap him, force him into a tough layup, or he would get stuck and then he'd be in a trap. This happened to him. This happened to Drew Holiday a few times. He got stuck in that trap, and then they tried to force a pass out, and they ended up turning the ball over, and this happened plenty of times. So if you look at the tape, when Jason Tatum has the ball a lot, they were going to double team him, and he was never looking at his teammates on the perimeter. I saw plenty of times where Derek White was wide open, plenty of times where Sam Hauser was wide open, and he just did not look at them. Even when he was driving the ball, they were bringing guys from the blind side 3-point shooter. They knew Tatum wasn't going to turn around and pass it to that 3-point shooter. He was going to try to get the basket himself or draw a foul or something like that, and he wasn't getting it. So the way the Celtics played in games 1 and 2, where they looked really good, was Jason Tatum was driving the ball. He was forcing them to crash in. He was kicking it out. They were rotating the ball around. Everyone was getting fed. Everyone was getting their shots up. The whole team gets in a rhythm when everyone is making shots with the Celtics. That's why I like Tatum on an under for points. I do expect him to be less aggressive shooting wise and be more of a team player, which helps Sam Hauser, who has been averaging 5 3-point attempts a game over in games 2, 3, and 4. I know he didn't go over in game 2. He actually went 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. But I know a lot of people don't like to play role players, so you can completely stay away from this if you want to. But he's averaging around 15 minutes a game. I think with Porzingis out, his minutes are up a little bit higher because he's a power forward. But we just needed him to knock down 2 of these, and I'm going with points at 5.5. Instead of 3-pointers made at 1.5, just in case, he takes a 3 and he gets fouled or something like that, or he, pump fakes and drives and makes a 2-pointer. This is basically like a 2 made 3s type play, except we get a little bit of wiggle room here because it's just points. So that's a few picks for you guys. If you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there. Conversation going on about all other types of sports. And as far as a recap for game 4, which was an awful game, I did have Luka over first quarter points. He hit that pretty easily. Jaylen Brown over 3.5 assists. He was getting a ton of assists in games 2 and 3, and he was getting the assist opportunities in game 4, but the guys they were not knocking them down. A lot of shots at the rim where like I said, guys were crashing, and there was missed layups, a lot of missed layups. So he did finish with 2 assists. He could have had a comeback there and just got 2 more in the fourth quarter because he got 2 in the third, but it is what it is, so he missed that. Then I had Derek Lively over rebounds. That went over. And then I tried a same game parlay with 3-point attempts for plus 112. Derek White for 2.5 3-pointers made, or over 2.5. So he needs 3 of them. I know if he plays in the fourth, he probably hits this, but he had plenty of attempts in 3 quarters. I think he shot 8 of them, and he shot like 2 for 8 or 2 for 9, something like that, and still went under this. But I think he definitely hits if he plays that fourth quarter, but the opportunity was definitely there. And then PJ Washington to make 2 at home, which he had done in 7 straight games. He did get that done, so we were just one Derek White 3-point make away from getting that same game parlay. So not an awful day, not a great day. Could have been a lot worse with the blowout. So just kind of surviving with that game. And as far as Game 5 goes, if I'm looking at the tape for the Celtics, like I said, there's a lot of opportunities where they left the 3-point shooter open, and they were basically going for broke and hoping that they didn't kick it out to those 3-point shooters, and they got hot, and it worked. Tatum missed a lot of layups. Jaylen Brown struggling near the rim. Drew Holiday drove a few times and turned the ball over. He was struggling, and it was just a domino effect. So there was a ton of turnovers from the Celtics. They can cut that down by passing the ball to the open shooters. A lot less dribbling, a lot less forcing yourself into a double team. When you see double team coming, take it over to another guy. Saw Jason Tatum try to split double teams plenty of times, and it was not working for him. He was turning the ball over. So in a perfect world, the Celtics adjustment is going to be to go back to what they did in games 1 and 2. Play that team basketball, spread the ball around, let everyone get their shots up, and knock them all down at home, and hoist the trophy up. Then when it comes to the Mavericks, they're probably going to stick to that same game plan, and it's going to be dangerous because if you don't stick to that game plan, then you're going to give up a lot of shots at the basket, and you're going to give up a lot of layups, and it's going to be tough. So you got to pick your poison, and they did in Game 5, and it worked. And it was really great defense. A lot of switching, hustling. Even when they did kick it out, sometimes they had guys get out to that 3-point shooter and contest the shot, make it tough shots, and Celtics just weren't knocking them down. So don't expect Celtics to be cold for 2 straight games, but we'll see. This series been kind of weird for the past couple games, but if you bet, I hope you make some money. If you're tired of this series, you're probably not watching anymore. So if this is the last time I see you for NBA, God bless you. It's FinalRound. My name is Jordan. I will catch you next season.